Hi everyone, I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to our regular community. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently trading at 34,782, up 1.66%. Ethereum currently trading at 2382, up 4.71%. We notice the stable coins USDC, DAI, USDT, BUSD. When they're red, it means that money is flowing out of those stable coins into the crypto market. I'd just like to let you know, if you're new, everything I do for you is free. My goal is to help you to become more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love. As I make all my money from the markets, through my focus on technicals, I don't have any paid groups or reports. I don't sell indicators. I don't put leverage trading links in any of the description information, and I don't shill coins. I'm really all about making sure that you have the information you need and the knowledge you need to trade really, really well. It's also helpful to understand all investors become traders. As soon as you buy, as soon as you sell, even if you're an investor, you have to trade. Having good trading skills, even if you do it infrequently, will make the difference in your life. I'd like to introduce you to Rule 125, Get Rich Slowly. Now, what does this mean? When I was a kid at school, I read an incredible story, short story. It was called The Gambler. It was about a guy who went to the races. There were 10 races in this particular race. I'll sort of summarize it for you because we don't have a lot of time. But in the first race, he picked a horse, and that horse won. He had put all his money on that horse, and he won. So he was pretty happy. He went to the next race. He put all the money that he'd won and all his money on a different horse, and that horse won. And so it continued to the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. And in the final race, he put all the incredible amount of money that he had won on the horse, and it didn't win. The moral of that story, why win all the races to lose the last race? It's something that I have held on to since I was a kid. What a powerful story. Now, what does it all mean? As much as we would like to think that there is an elevator to success and somebody else can do the work, maybe all the work, and we just reap the benefits, it's not like that. There is no elevator to success. There's no lift to success. We have to walk the journey up all of those steps. It's probably helpful to understand that crypto is like equivalent to walking up steps like this with a drop off the side like this. I always say crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. It's really, really true. The reason I share my knowledge is that crypto is so volatile. I want to protect you. I want to help you because it is so volatile. I've seen so many people go all in on one particular coin, like the race, looking at one horse and saying, I'm going to win everything on this race. And you may, and you'll try it again, and you may win again, but don't win all the races to lose the last race. I have a very specific methodology. I take you through the top 7 cryptos. I do that for a reason. They're the safest. Let's get into it. Rule 1122. We use the KS method for timing. If you haven't had a chance yet, please look at episode 110. There is a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt out there. I see it everywhere. I made this particular episode to make sure you stay on the right side of the trade. People are talking about black swan events, markets collapsing, all sorts of things. They're doing it for a very specific reason. It's not in your advantage. Please have a look at episode 110. It lays the foundation for this particular episode. Each time we hang together with this particular episode, we look through the news and we look at it as so we're novice investors or traders in cryptocurrency and we don't know what stuff means. So let's be like Google, let's look for keywords. BlockFi start shipping, blah, blah, blah. Oh, rewards. Okay, these are back. That's positive. Regains footing. Bitcoin regains footing, refusing to break down. It refuses to break down. Sorry, that's funny. Okay, that's a positive. Sotheby's accepting Bitcoin. Wow, that's positive. Ukraine's Monobank allowing customers to trade Bitcoin. Whew, that's pretty positive. Ether could overtake Bitcoin. That's not bad, I think. I don't know what it means. Well, I do know what it means, and you know what it means, but pretend we didn't. That sounds pretty cool. Analysts predict China mining ban, Bitcoin lower. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. I was so positive before, now I'm getting negative. Limited capacity. Ooh, that's not good. That must be negative. Crypto. Ooh, Ether gain, but remain. Oh, that's kind of positive. I'm not sure. Bitcoin fundamentals. That's always good to know. Ether may surpass Bitcoin. Wow. But not. They're doing it again. What you see with the news, there is about 7 positive stories in there. I guess the market must be doing okay. So let's have a peep at the market. Yeah, it's doing okay. It's green. Can you imagine reading a paper that professes all doom and gloom and everything bad, and the market is completely green? You would say, this news source doesn't know what they're talking about. Okay, so you understand. News reflects current sentiment. Rule 52 is incredibly important. Bitcoin moves the crypto market. This rule is not known by a lot of people. As we go through this episode, I will prove this to you. I don't ever ask anyone to take my word for anything. I'll actually show you. So let's have a look at Bitcoin's technical analysis. Bitcoin is currently trading at $34,795, just under the key $35,000 mark. We can see this level of resistance has now been turned into support. That's quite good. You note that I've zoomed out on the 30-minute time frame. I've done that because we're starting to see structural repair. We need to zoom out on this particular coin because we know Bitcoin controls the market. And I'll show you how it does that. We observe this upward support line. It's held very, very well. And that's what we anticipated anyway. We felt that there would be a higher low put in, and everything so far is looking good. Let's have a look at the relative difference between the shorts measured in red here and the longs for Bitcoin. A couple of people asked, how do I add this to TradingView? I have a link for TradingView in the description, as well as quite a few other links as well. I trade on Binance. I have a link for Binance there as well. You add BTC USD longs and BTC USD shorts under compare. Okay, let's check this out. We've seen the shorts increase and now decrease. I always said when the shorts come in, it's to balance out the longs. And typically they do that by increasing the price when there's liquidations. The shorts come in to balance the longs out as well when they get overheated by doing the exact opposite. You would have noticed there's a lot of talk about Ethereum overtaking Bitcoin. When we look at the shorts in Ethereum relative to the longs, we can see all the shorts are increasing. Hang on a second, that's a bit going opposite to the news stories, isn't it? There's so much talk of Ethereum doing well, and it will do well. There's no question it will. The question is, why are the shorts increasing? What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments. I'd really love to hear your opinion. Let's have a look at liquidations. Liquidations are important because when there are a lot of liquidations, that's pretty seismic in terms of its importance. We can see 164.53 million in liquidations for the past 24 hours. 42,931 traders were liquidated. If we go down and look at the liquidations over the past 12 hours, 70.35% were shorts. Over the 15-minute, it gives us a indication of what is happening. We can see a lot of shorts getting liquidated in here. Look what happened to price. You see it went up. This is the way. When shorts get liquidated, the price goes up. When longs get liquidated, the price goes down. In this channel, we're always trying to collect data to make sure that the probabilities are working on our side. We can see from the net realized profit and loss that there have been an enormous amount of losses recently. Those realized losses are actually banked losses. That means a lot of people have sold out of their positions. There's not many people left to sell. A lot of transactions in the crypto market occur through a thing called Tether, which is a stable coin. There are a number of stable coins. Tether is the largest. When Tether balances skyrocket like this, they're used to deploy into crypto. We've seen a big spike up. That's very, very good sign. Let's look a little bit deeper at that. If we go across to the SSR, which is the stablecoin supply ratio oscillator, we can see that those stable coins are being deployed into Bitcoin and other cryptos. That's a really healthy sign. You see this divergence here. It's going down, but this is coming up. This happens all the time it's really what stable coins are about. It's like the currency that's used to buy a lot of transactions or to facilitate a lot of transactions in crypto. Let's have a peep at psychological safety and liquidations. The fear and greed index today is 28, which is fear. Yesterday it was 20, the day before 29. We're looking at the liquidations. We haven't seen any major liquidations. Notice this balance. USDT struck up about $4 billion onto exchanges. The last time it did that was that other large spike. Look what happened to price. It's very positive. We're coming out of a position of extreme fear. Price is consolidating. If you draw a trend line down here, a resistance line, you can see it's actually broken to the upside of that. Things are looking pretty good. As part of our process together, we always go through the top 7 and percent gainers and losers. Top 7 right now: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, BNB, Cardano, XRP, and Doge. Let's look at the greatest gainers over the past 24 hours. This just gives you a really quick indication as to what is moving. We've got KCS, KuCoin Token, Harmony, Decentraland, FTT, Kusama, Terra, and Engine Coin. Let's pop across the other way. The greatest losses today, which are not that really great in the past 24 hours: XDC, Synthetic Compound, Elrond, The Graph, Shiba, and Maker. Let's check out the past 7-day percentage gainers. We're looking at KuCoin, Synthetics, Compound, Aave, Decentraland, XDC, and Stacks. Let's peep the other way. What about the greatest 7-day percent losers? Telcoin, T-Fuel, Nano, Theta, ETC, Doge, and Waves. As part of our edge as a community, we look through Binance derivatives. We're particularly interested in the change in price of the contract, derivatives contract, over the past 24 hours. 24-hour trading volume is $54 billion and $6.4 billion in open interest. We're just really curious to see how the different percentages change. We look for double-digit gains because that shows where there's interest in people piling the money in, basically. We can see Axie Infinity is doing well, has been doing well for quite a while. Chili's CHZ, 11.2%. Kusama, 14.1%. Not bad. Bake, Engine, SRM, all around the 11 to 12% mark. Mana, 16.8%. Lena, 12.5%. Storage, 11%. CHR, 11.7%. We're really looking for patterns in the analysis. Keep, it's a new one, 33.1%. At least on Binance it's new. BAT, 10.3%. OGN, 17.1%. SFP 11.5. We can see many times that these percentages keep going in terms of their percent gain. We see Axie Infinity being a really good example. Dodo, Alice, Unfi, they're all doing quite well. And then we can just look down here at other futures. Everything is looking pretty healthy today. Rule 47 is really important. Master your edge. As an investor and a trader, you always require an edge. The edge that I try to share with you is my edge that I've developed over decades. And it's really interesting. I don't see any other crypto channels talking about the edge that I share with you. It's a pretty cool edge. Whatever edge you develop, be Fibonacci, be patterns, whatever it is, candlestick patterns, whatever you find advantageous to you, always know you are totally unique. Your edge is your edge. If it helps you become consistently profitable, that's all you need. Let's have a look at crypto total market cap. Total market cap is currently $1.452 trillion. It's done very well. You notice it's holding this support. But I said earlier, Bitcoin moves the crypto market. Can I prove that? Let's check it out. You can see this particular line is Bitcoin's line. Current trading price, 34,729. It's all real time. You can see Bitcoin's price and the entire crypto market is moving with Bitcoin. Look at it. It's a staggering thing. You notice this structural overhead here. We need really to pay attention to that. That could slow things down in the short term, but once it passes that, I believe the whole crypto market is going to rock. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Ethereum, currently trading at 23.77, has put in a really beautiful performance. We know that it's really literally at a support line. Well, yeah, it's turned resistance to support at its current price. The next level above is 24.49, and don't forget the psychological level of 2500. It has support below at 23.04 and 22.53. Let's go back to look at how Bitcoin is impacting Ethereum's performance. Look at this correlation. It is incredible. When Bitcoin moves up, Ethereum moves up. When Bitcoin moves down, Ethereum moves down. I developed what's called the BTC alt gearing factor to explain that even if, for example, Bitcoin moves down, Ethereum will move down, but not by the same percentage. They will have different percentages. If Bitcoin moves up, Ethereum will move up, but by a different percentage. Sometimes, as you know, for regular viewers of this channel, sometimes a particular alt will move independently or in the opposite direction of Bitcoin. What typically happens is there's a snapback moment where Bitcoin's gravity affects that alt. That's something that you always need to be aware of. It's always good to reinforce price moves in a wave. It's always going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. You have these support levels which become important, but don't forget crypto likes to eat technical analysis for breakfast, likes to eat technicals for breakfast. We really need to be careful about technical violations. Use technical analysis as a guide and not a rule. It's really important in crypto. Let's have a look at Binance Coin, BNB. BNB is currently trading at 331.69. It's above support at 327.48 and a lower level of support at 318.46. It has a higher level of resistance at 339 and 358. Let's check out how Bitcoin relates to Binance Coin. You can see pretty plainly that as Binance Coin moves, it's being reflected throughout this graph because of the gravity of Bitcoin. Binance Coin can move differently, but they always come into sync. I always say that it's like being at a car, being inside a car and turning right at an intersection, and there's a car in front of you with its indicator on, or it could be a bike or whatever, and the indicators go in and out of sync. This happens all the time in the crypto market. But the important thing to note, when Bitcoin comes down, alts go down with it to larger and lesser degrees, depending on their structural context of their technicals. Let's have a look at ADA Cardano. Cardano, currently trading at 142.38, is above support at 140 and 133.43. It has resistance at 144.86 and a more substantial resistance at $1.50, because that's a psychological level. Just as Bitcoin is trying to overcome the $35,000 level, ADA is trying to overcome this $1.50 level. I call this movement in Bitcoin, Bitcoin's fingerprint. Bitcoin's fingerprint plays out on all alts with different variations in percentage movement. Sometimes they come into alignment, sometimes they don't. But the interesting thing is, when Bitcoin comes down, you can pretty much expect everything to come down with it, as we saw in the recent massive sell-off. If certain things don't come down with it, just be a little bit careful. If the downtrend is sustained in Bitcoin, it can actually pull that particular alt way down with it. Let's have a look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin is currently trading at 23,433, literally at support right now. It has a higher level of resistance at 24,892 and 25,735. It has lower support at 22,200 and 21,095. I wonder how this compares with Bitcoin's fingerprint. Just like all alts, unfortunately or not unfortunately, they are impacted by Bitcoin's gravity. When you understand this, you can profit from it. It's not always the case. Sometimes the percentage moves in one coin can outweigh the percentage moves in another, but it's not hard to see the peaks are matching and the troughs are matching. If you know this, you're ahead of 95% plus people in crypto. Let's have a look at XRP. XRP is currently trading at 668. It's just above support at 65.60, and it's got enormous amounts of support below it at 63.17, 56.94. All these blue lines, horizontal lines, are structural support lines. That means they're really, really strong. That's very good for XRP. It's got lots of loving, nurturing support underneath it, and that will help XRP to just shine upwards. XRP has resistance just a little bit above its current price at 67.40, and also resistance at 71.49. Let's check out how Bitcoin relates to this. As we've seen with all other alts, Bitcoin has a gravity that controls other alts. Maybe in time that will change, we don't know, but for now we know that's a kind of a law. It's a rule in the market. We can choose not to believe it. That's fair. We can do that. But it will cost people dearly to do that. We just have to trade with the reality and invest with reality. If you're looking to dollar cost average, when Bitcoin plummets in price, that's the perfect time. When there's fear, massive fear, that's the perfect time. If you're a long-term holder, your horizon is 2, 3, 5, 10 years, maybe for your kids, this is the time to get these downward spikes, these tails. I call them tails. That's a really, really good thing to do. You can see just how closely XRP is trading here relative to Bitcoin's fingerprint. Sometimes the technicals of a specific chart will suppress or extend that fingerprint impact on that particular alt. There's so much more. I think really in the past 111 episodes, maybe we've gone through about 10% of the knowledge that I have to share with you. There's so much more to come. I've just created a new section which I think will help out a tremendous number of people. I call it Top Picks. If we look at Harmony 1, Mana, Luna, KSM, these are all top 24-hour % gainers. So why don't we look at them? Let's check them out. Let's start with 1, Harmony. You can see this really fantastic uptrend here. I love to keep an eye on these real powerful gainers. I think it's fascinating for you as well. You know, the thing that you always want to bear in mind, look at as many possible coins as you can. I know that many people have 1 or 2 coins that they're just interested in and everything else is pretty irrelevant. It would be fantastic if you just look at everything with the idea that it will help you acquire knowledge which you can use. 1 overcame all this structural resistance back here and this structural resistance coming through here. It's not surprising that it's taken off, but note it has structural resistance up around the 94.82 mark. That's like 9 cents, 482 after that. We can see here that there's a channel of support, and this is a kind of a new line that we're drawing here. There's so many things that I would love to share with you over this journey together through the crypto market. 1 is currently trading at 81.08, and this level of support here is at around 79.39. It's really cool, and there's a level of resistance above at 86.42 and 91.25. Level of support below at 73.55. Now, long-time viewers of this channel know price moves in waves. It's really good to have that in your mind all the time. Now, what does it mean to 1? If price is moving in a wave, we don't need to FOMO in. We say, well, it's moving in a wave. In all probability, it will cycle up and then down, up and down, up and down. It's a natural movement in the crypto space. You can put specific, if you wish to invest in this, and I'm not suggesting you do, but if you wanted to, you want to layer your buys, but make sure your trading platform doesn't kill you on fees. It needs to be profitable. Let's have a look at Bitcoin's fingerprint on 1. We can see Bitcoin is tracking the gravity of 1. That's good. So basically it means when Bitcoin moves, 1 is moving. Now, notice this specific area in the recent price action. Look at the chart. Look at the parallel between. Came down, went up, went up. This is really, really positive. This chart is in sync with Bitcoin's movement. It's actually showing us the technical repair in Bitcoin. This is fantastic. You notice this down sell in Bitcoin right now? It's done the same. See, 1 has done the same. That's why, in a way, crypto is so complex, but it can be easy if you understand what you're looking at and the laws that apply to the crypto space. Another one of those top gainers was Mana, Decentraland. Let's have a look at this. You notice we're on the 30-minute. We can't be on the 15-minute because we'd only view this part of the screen. Zooming in on the 15-minute is vital to see things crossing quickly. But now we've seen significant action, we zoom out. And that's an important lesson. Zoom in, zoom out are always rules that we look at and apply. We can see Mana is currently trading at 70.24. It's just above support at 68.31 and 63.42. It's coming up to resistance at 76.24 and 82.05. But how does this relate to Bitcoin's fingerprint? The answer is pretty well. So what are we seeing here? Bitcoin's fingerprint is influencing Decentraland. When Bitcoin moves up, Decentraland moves up. When it moves down, Decentraland moves down. We can see it. It's pretty apparent here. Now notice what's happening here. This is exactly what happens in the alts. A lot of people say to me, Ken, why don't you use Bitcoin dominance? The answer, I think it is, I don't want to speak too harshly, but I think it's a waste of time. Why? Because it's always alt season. If people knew Bitcoin's fingerprint and the BTC alt gearing ratio, they would never even care about dominance. You can see here, look at that sharp move up, and you see the down here in mana, down here, sharp move up. What's happening is that Bitcoin is repairing, and Decentraland knows that. It wants to party, and it's exactly doing that. It's partying. Let's have a look at Luna. We're looking at Luna on the 15-minute because Luna is very flat. If we zoomed out to the 30, you wouldn't be able to discern any price action at all. So we always need to keep an eye on what is actually happening. Luna is doing quite well. You can see this sell-off recently. What do you think Bitcoin is doing? I think you already know. Okay, let's look at Luna. Luna is currently trading at 6,859. It's really at the support level. It has support below at $6.50. It has resistance above at 706 and 7,429. Let's check out how Bitcoin's fingerprint is playing around with Luna. Okay, let's check it out. We can see Bitcoin is always the case impacting the alt. If it happens on the total crypto market cap, it's going to happen inside every single alt. You notice when Bitcoin came up here, look at what Luna did. Luna wants to party. It wants to rock. It's looking at this saying, let me go, let me be free. It's trying to fly away. And that's a good thing. Alts have this inherent gearing in them. Let's have a look at the last one, Kusama, KSM. KSM is currently trading at 234.96. It has support below at 213.29 and resistance above at 260.45. But what is happening with Bitcoin's fingerprint and KSM? We can see Bitcoin's fingerprint. The gravity of moves in Bitcoin is affecting KSM completely. See the McDonald's sign here? There's a McDonald's sign down there. We see this. It's actually tracking. It's really important to know what Bitcoin is doing at all times. I spent a lot of time in the previous session going through all the on-chain and off-chain data related to Bitcoin, because if we don't know where Bitcoin is headed, we could be headed straight into the toilet, and it's really important to know. Now you know how important Bitcoin is. Please have a look at episode 110. It's really, really vital. Also, it will gear you up to a level of knowledge that very, very few possess. It will make your view of the news and everything else so knowledgeable. It will really be a game changer. Going back to the previous idea, although there is no elevator to success, we have each other in this community, and it's a beautiful community. Please reach out and say hi to other community members. And if you're existing community members, please make new people feel really welcome. There's a lot of incredibly beautiful people in our community. It's a really safe space on the internet. I'm just so touched and honored to know so many of you. And I always do my best to answer to. I sometimes get a little bit busy, but you're always in my thoughts, and I want to reach out and chat. I hope you found this video useful. Please be aware of scammers. They tend to try to impersonate accounts. Please say hi and let me know where you're viewing from, and if you have any questions. If you'd like twice daily updates 7 days a week on price movements in the crypto market, please subscribe to YouTube and follow me on Twitter. Crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.